Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over my stock picks for the week of June 14th through the 18th. Just before we get into that, just to reiterate, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure that you do your own research before investing. Also, guys, if you find value in today's video, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content, hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can let you know every time we release new content. Other than that, guys, let's dive right on into it. Alright guys, so we're going to get into the stock picks. Before we do, we're going to talk about the recap of June 7th through the 11th. My picks were Tesla or FNGU, just kind of depending on your budget. If you can afford a Tesla share or two, cool. If not, FNGU is another good option to get into that kind of feeds off of Tesla and some other tech plays. UVXY and IQST. Okay guys, here's Tesla's 5-day chart. You could have got in as low as about 584 and rode it up to roughly about 623. Even if you held all the way until Friday, you could have still come out with some profits. About 609, almost 610 per share. And you see FNGU fell down to about 29.22, got as high as 30.68, finished overall at 30.65. So this could have made a decent swing play as well. UVXY, not so much. I thought maybe we could have seen a little pullback in the market, and we did see a quick uptick in price on this from about 32 to 34. Think about this one, guys. You got to be really quick. This is more or less of a day trade. If you think the market's going to have a pullback, you get in. It pops up $1 or $2, and you got to get out because it constantly decays over time, as you see. It's just constantly falling down and down and down. Not something I recommend to hold for the long term for sure. And then IQST entry point, you could have got in at about 50 cents and then rode it all the way up to about 60 to 61. As you see, it pulled back down and finished roughly a little bit higher than where it started at for the week, but almost right at where it started. Okay guys, my picks for the week are CLNE, GEVO, and IDEX. CLNE is Clean Energy, and this is a company that I swung several times and talked about on the channel a long time ago. And I was in this play back when it was like $2 a share. And then, when Biden got elected, all the clean energy and EVs, just took off and went crazy. And then they've been cooling off the past several months. But these are starting to kind of get attention, have some traction again. So we're going to break down the charts on that one. GEVO is another one that we're keeping an eye on. I'm thinking it's a potential good setup for a swing play this week. And then IDEX is another one that we've been talking about the past couple of weeks that has had a decent run up and starting to pull back a little bit, but also setting up for a good potential entry or even a short-term swing play for those of you who want to get in and make some extra cash. And my watch list for the week also just some that I might not necessarily get in, but I'm really looking at. ZNOG, actually, I do have a buy order for 25 cents. I think this thing's going to fall down further than what you're looking at here. Even if there's a temporary uptick in the price into 30s, I think we come down to minimum 25 to 20 cents. That's where I'll be loading some more shares up and averaging down big time. And NIO, I think this one could be setting up for a potential good swing play. It's currently overvalued, which I'll show you on the charts in a minute. But once it does pull back, I'll show you some key support and resistance level. SNPW, which is Sun Pacific Holding Corp. I think this one here is due potentially for some type of big spike once they have some type of good news coming out. It's just been consolidating constantly at a certain price point, and it's one to really keep an eye on moving forward. And TELL, T-E-L-L, I think this one also it's slowly starting to pull back. It hit about $6, I believe, last week or the week prior, and it's been slowly starting to sell off. So once it starts kind of consolidating around a certain price point, that would probably be your best bet to get in. But we'll look at the charts on all of these plays and let's see what they're telling us. All right, guys, here is CLNE, Clean Energy Fuels Corporation. As you see, it got as high as 1990 for this particular time period, but recently hit all the way up to 1640 and then just tanked down. And we just broke our support level of $11.13, which makes me think we could go a little bit lower and at least test out this SMA line of about 967. or even around $9. Okay, if we get anywhere in the nines, even really in the tens, it's not a bad buy. But really specifically, if it gets into the $9 range, then that's where I would look to potentially get in and swing it up. So right now we're currently at fair value. If we come and dip further down, then we're going to be undervalued, which would be somewhere around here, anywhere really in the 10 or the $9 level. And if we get there, then people come in saying, hey, this is a good deal because it's undervalued, and it shoots the price back up. All right, and it can raise, $1 to $2, and then you can bounce out whenever it goes to test up that resistance level of 1113. But just keep an eye on the RSI, because once it does get oversold, it should easily pop back up, as you see right here. Oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought. So you're just looking for that pattern again. If it falls down to oversold again, then you're buying there, and you can sell off at overbought. Okay, next up is GEVO, ticker symbol GEVO, and we just had an overvalued mark on the RSI. We're selling off right now. We are starting to kind of cool off around this $8.17 support level. So I would be watching here. If we kind of consolidate around this level, that would be a great entry point to at least start your position, or get in and ride it up to about that 9 to 950. If we do fall below 817, it shows us that we may have some more room for downside. Possibly about the 750 mark would be an entry, and then ride it back up to about 8 to 850. But right now, again, kind of like GEVO, it's at fair value on the RSI. So that means it can kind of go either way. People can come in and buy it up and push it back up, or we can see some more room for potential downside and get into undervalue. But this is the same situation as we saw with CLNE. As you notice, we have a pattern. When we hit undervalued, we typically go up straight to overvalued. Okay, so if that happens to get in that area on the RSI, that would be a good swing play for sure. All right, guys, next up is IDEX, ticker symbol IDEX. You see we've been selling off. We broke our support of 322, and we are still on the MACD in a bearish pattern. We're currently at fair value. I think that around the $3 mark would be a decent entry point for this particular play if it can get to that $3 mark. Okay, if anything in the twos, for sure would be a great buy, but worst case $3. And even if it temporarily falls back down into like the 280s, 290s, people should come back in and buy this thing and push it back up, because it'll be an undervalued point at that particular time. Okay, so this for sure a long-term play. We are trading still above that SMA line, which shows that we are in a overall bullish pattern. So it should continue to push us higher as long as we don't fall below that 284 level. We should see some good things moving ahead. So let's go now into our watch list. ZNOG, as you see, I have a buy order for additional 2,000 shares at 25 cents a piece. Okay, so we got another sell signal, and we're continuously just coming down and down and down. I do think we're going to get to 25 cents, but I do think we'll bounce right back up probably to the 30 to 35 cent mark, because I think around this level a lot of people are going to come in and buy in. Your support right now is 18 cents. Your resistance right now currently at 51 cents. Right, guys, here is NIO, ticker symbol NIO. You see we bounced off that 41.87 support level. Right now, though, guys, we are in an overvalued status on the RSI. So I think that even if we push higher and test that 47.60 or 47.80 resistance level, or if we come out and hit 50, I think it's going to pull back down, and you can get in at a better price point. Okay, if you're long term on this thing and you really don't care, people are talking all over the place talking about how this thing's probably going to, $70, $80, $90, $100. So this is still a really good price point for those of you who believe in it long term. But for me, I'm very picky and frugal about how much I pay for a stock. So I would wait until it falls back down into one of these undervalued territories for the RSI. Okay, guys, SNPW, just we see we had a really high pops about 35 cents back in January, and we've been selling off ever since. However, we've been just consolidating and chilling around about the 2 to 3 cent mark, and we are trading right below that SMA line, and all we need is about 5.5 cents to confirm a reversal to the upside. So I do have some shares in this stock here, really thinking about averaging down fairly soon and waiting for some type of spike in the price. Good thing about this, guys, it's so cheap that if you do hold shares, maybe you bought in the 12 or 13s, then you can, average down and basically get your price per share down to almost what exactly it's trading at now. So whenever it does pop to 12 or 13 cents again, you could actually cash out and make a pretty decent profit off of it. Okay. All right. And the last, guys, is Tellurian, or Tellurian, however you say it. Okay. And this thing here hit a high of $6.01, and it is still kind of trading off and selling off. Usually that's what happens when you get a big spike up in the price. It does typically start to slowly move down and sell off and sell off. Right now, guys, if you're looking to average down or get in, I think a $4 price point wouldn't be terrible. And as long as it can bounce off of that support and start making its way back up to the upside, because that might get you right down into undervalued territory. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Make sure that you smash the thumbs up button if you found value in today's video. And if you enjoy our content, of course, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way YouTube can let you know every time we release new content. Other than that, guys, we'll catch you in the next video.